He's got an impressive number of wieners in his mouth, and he looks like he's receiving one. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 6 Scale Stuff. We have a pretty exciting one today. There's a very big recent announcement we'll talk about near the end of this video. Before I went to film this, I saw it and had to throw it in there. And of course, we had those Blitzway Ghostbusters to talk about. They look very blurry here, but don't worry, the figures look a lot better. And we have an Inart announcement and a Sideshow announcement of the best figure I have ever seen. And those of you who usually watch my videos know that is definitely not sarcasm. So make sure to follow my little laser pointer around throughout the video. If you do enjoy this video and want to see a lot more 6 scale stuff, make sure to give this a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, comment down below your thoughts on any of the topics today and I'll make sure to get back to you. And near the end of this video, I actually need help from you guys. So let's get this video started. Up first, we have some very exciting news. We are getting some Blitzway 2.0 Ghostbuster figures. Admittedly, these movies were before my time, but they are pretty awesome. I haven't seen them in a while, but I definitely want to check them out sometime soon. Whenever I see some figures, I'm pretty guilty of going to check out the source material and just seeing if I do end up wanting them. At the time of the video release, these have already dropped, and I believe they probably are selling out very, very fast. You see they have some limited editions ranging from 1500 to 250. So there's going to be a lot of very disappointing collectors out there that can't get their hands on these. Since I'm not too nostalgic to this, I'm doing my part and not buying them. But I want to go through this, give you my thoughts on them subjectively, and give you a little overview of these awesome figures. So up first, let's look at this edition. This one is limited to 1500, and this is Special Pack version 2. Version 2 just means these are the 2.0 of the figures, and Slimer is definitely holding the world record for the amount of wieners in his mouth right here. Just right off the bat, these figures look pretty good. I know these aren't the highest resolution images. I always, try my best to make them look a little bigger in the video. So apologies if they're a little blurry, especially on your guys' end. But yeah, these look pretty good. This facial expression here is hilarious to me. And as you can see, the main difference between these two is this one here is a Doctor 3 pack, so you get the 3 doctors. However, it leaves out another pretty important character, Winston, over here. So that's probably why this one's a little more limited, because people are probably going to be wanting this one more. I guess some people would only want 3, but I don't think that makes too much sense to me personally. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, of course. And up next, we have a very awesome picture. This is just all 4 of the Ghostbusters. It's right in front of their Ecto one. And that vehicle you can actually buy. It might be hard to track down now. I'm not sure if there's any new ones out there from the original Ghostbusters. I believe there's an Afterlife version still out there. But that one's from the later versions of the movies that I'm pretty sure not a ton of people love. I personally have never seen the new ones, only the old ones. So let me know in the comments how they are, and I'll probably have to check them out sometime. And this shot is pretty awesome. I'm not sure if they're going for them crossing their streams here exactly. It kind of looks like it's a bit blurry right here, but I'm just gonna say that's what they're going for, and I feel like that's a pretty awesome way to actually display your figures. Them crossing their streams is a very iconic scene, and unless you have them all doing an individual pose, this is definitely the way you have to display them, in my personal opinion. But yeah, let me know how you would pose your figures. Now we get a close-up of probably my favorite little accessory here, or character. There's not much articulation that I can see, but he does have a swap-out mouthpiece, and I'm so glad he does, because it's pretty goofy, but I just love seeing him just stuffed with all these wieners right here. Out of context, that'd probably be pretty funny sounding, so definitely don't take it out of context, But I love how translucent green this looks. It looks like a Jello consistency. Of course, I don't think they made out of Jello. That probably wouldn't hold its shape too well and definitely not survive all the heat. So it's probably just plastic. And next we can look at these swappable head sculpts here. I love these ones for Bill Murray here. You have him kind of freaking out right here, and this is a hilarious one. I probably added a funny little quip there at the beginning, just talking about this head sculpt, because yeah, it's an attention drawer. Seeing him like that is just hilarious. And you get the standard one, which it looks good, but it just isn't as funny as this one. So if you're going for funny, you have to do this one. But for more stoic poses like crossing their streams, you definitely need to go for this one. And same over here, because he has a stoic head sculpt and one where he's kind of a little shocked there with his cigarette broken. And quickly, let's take a look at each figure. A lot of them have the same accessories, so we'll run through this kind of quickly. So first, I'll talk a little bit more in detail about this one, and then we'll kind of run through the other ones pretty quickly. Figure looks pretty awesome, and they don't have a very exclusive base. I can't really tell if this is a crotch grabber or what's kind of holding them up yet. It looks like a bendable flight pole kind of, but also looks like it's a little Photoshop maybe, so it's a little hard to tell. But I do like that they did give the Ghostbusters logo, but they could have given us a little bit of a better base. And for accessories, you have their iconic backpack, and of course you have to have a stream with it. Then for him, you get one additional ungloved hands and a bunch of gloved hands. And then you have a cigarette, a watch, I believe, or correct me if I'm wrong, and a walkie-talkie. And of course the ghost trap, which looks pretty cool. Up next, this dude looks pretty good as well, and he actually comes with a swappable head sculpt. Most of the accessories are the same, but he comes with, I believe that's night vision. I can't remember exactly what it is, so let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm right for sure though. And this dude looks pretty cool too. He actually is a little unique and comes with 2 additional hands, probably because he needs one to hold this little probably EMF reader type thing, but it's also, we could probably just call it an airport security device if you want to get crazy. And here's Bill Murray. I always kind of crack up a little bit seeing him because one movie I do really like is Zombieland, and I think you can remember his scene from it. It was pretty hilarious. And of course he has that funny looking swap out head sculpt and basically the same things as everyone else. Then here you can see a cool looking poster with all 4 of the figures. Would have been cool to put them in a more dynamic pose, but we'll take it, just kind of showing how they're gonna look. And I had to include this head sculpt here in this photo because it's just hilarious. I know it's pretty accurate, but some to me the eyes are a little bit off. All these head sculpts look very good and they're not bad per se, but I do kind of wish they had a little bit more features. I didn't really see anything about rolling eyes. I could be wrong about that, but here he definitely has kind of like that dead eye stare. And up next we have Zhu Bajie, if I'm pronouncing that right. Inart announced this guy not too long ago, and he's actually already up for pre-order. I believe he is $280 if I'm remembering correctly, because of course I did look at him. I'm not gonna purchase him because I didn't pick up their other Wukong figures. I'm very interested in Black Myth Wukong, although I haven't played the game yet, but it looks very cool. I'm a pretty big fan of the game Sekiro, and it looks a little bit like that. I do like that more action-y, Souls-like type of genre, and although like Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor were my go-tos in that genre, Sekiro was one that stood out to me because it was hard, but also fair because it was just blocking and stuff, and I somehow managed to beat it with a broken controller. My controller had a broken bumper, and it was actually the blocking bumper, so it wouldn't really work all the time, and I was always very frustrated to find out why. And one day after, of course, I beat the game, I was playing a different game, and it finally clicked with me that when I held down the button, it wouldn't always trigger. So that's when I figured out that there was something wrong with my bumper, and it made sense why my blocks wouldn't always register in Sekiro. So I definitely need to go back and replay that game, probably after I play Wukong, because this is one I definitely need to play. But at this time, I haven't played it yet, so I am not going to be buying him or the other Wukong figures. Although, if I do enjoy the game, I'm going to regret that statement. So, real quick, getting into this figure. He's actually coming in a 12 scale version. This one's going to be up on the 22nd. Depending on when you watch this, he might already be up already. And I know this is 6 scale stuff, so why am I talking about a 12 scale figure? But I just want to get the news out because it's relative to the 6 scale. And if you divide 6 scale by 2, you do get 12 scale. So we're doing a little bit of division tonight. And although it's 12 scale, to me it looks pretty good. But let's take a close look at this 6 scale that's already up, and it's up for $280, which I believe I already mentioned. This figure looks pretty cool. I know I like to make jokes and be a little sarcastic about my statements on these figures, and this dude definitely has a lot I could joke about here, but I actually do kind of like that mystical look he has going on. I believe this is your companion in the game. You'll have to give me all his lore down in the comments. I want to see a 10-page essay down there about every single thing in this guy's lore. If someone in the comments goes and does that, I'll definitely go down there and give you the thumbs up emoji. But looking at this figure, he looks pretty cool. Like I said, I don't know much about the lore or what he does in the game, but he has this cool looking rake back here, and you can see it close up here, all that detail in it. He does have some claws on him, and his base looks really neat. I do like how it looks here from the front. He even has some like symbiote trying to get on him. I just did that Spider-Man symbiote review, so I might still have the symbiote on my mind, but he better watch out or he's gonna get taken over. And it looks like you can actually rotate the base and use it from any angle. And he comes with a green snow globe. And yes, I know that's not what it is, but that's what I'm gonna go with. And he even gets to check himself out in a little mirror right here. And he actually looks really cool in this diorama base here. I think Inart has made some big diorama style bases. A lot of people didn't like that because they needed to get out more figures figures, but that's why I think this might be here. Maybe they're making a new one, or this is one they've already released. And here, of course, we have Wukong next to this guy. And I definitely did already forget his name. These look awesome together. I know this dude is probably very tall in the display, so I probably couldn't fit him anyway, so that is my current way to cope with not owning these. And looking at a little overview here of everything he comes with, we have the figure looking very short right here. Got his mirror, his snow globe. I believe this is a stand to kind of hold him upright, and his rake that looked very nicely detailed. And then a bunch of hands. To me, this base is a standout because it just looks pretty awesome. All right, so up next, this is a huge one. Pagetti Rook. And no, I did not forget his name, and that is not why I typed it down here. Spaghetti here is integral to Star Wars. In my opinion, I think he is actually the real chosen one. His backstory of living on Tatooine and just being stuck in Jabba's palace only to find out that he is the true Emperor's son, that was just beautiful. And yeah, no, that's not how the story went. So this guy is being announced by Sideshow. I'm not picking up anything from the, I believe it's called the Villains or Scum and Villainy line, something like that. But I'm not buying anything from it. There's nothing there that's really interesting to me. I did think that Jabba the Hutt looked pretty cool, but even if I were to get that, then I'm not really going to pick up any of these guys. So we have some awesome poses here. He's holding his spear this way, holding his spear that way, and then here he is holding his spear this way. And definitely note that the products are sold separately and the backdrop is not included. But this backdrop does look cool. I love seeing R2, C-3PO, and then of course that's the outline tail part of Jabba. And his little monkey space thing right there. Then over here, I don't know who this dude is, but this looks like Lando. I don't know if they're gonna make Lando, but that actually would be pretty interesting because I know Lando uses a similar spear to his when they're actually out on. And looking at what this dude comes with, he comes with, of course, 2 gripping hands, because how else is he gonna hold his spear? 2 relaxed hands for when he decides to put down his spear. And of course, the vibro spear. It's, yeah, you can definitely tell why he needs a vibrating spear. And the best part, real braided hair. Looks kind of crazy, but it kind of matches the character, so I'll give it to him. Not on artisan level, but then again, I haven't owned an artisan yet, so can't talk too much. And this lineup, I will admit, looks pretty cool. I do challenge you down in the comments to name every single one without looking, and I will know if you cheat because you'll get them all right. And real quick, let me do my best to try to name them all. We have Guido here, and then we have this guy, which I don't even want to take a guess because what's on his chin doesn't look too appropriate for this video. But we have his friend here that ends up getting his arm cut off because he decides to yap too much with that big nose of his. But yeah, I do recognize this guy though. This is Satan. And yeah, this guy also, I don't want to know what his name is because what it looks like is on his face right there. That doesn't look right either. If we took what's on this guy's face and what's on this guy's chin and combine them, then you can probably guess what that would result in. Then we have the twins. These are the most iconic twins in Star Wars. There are no other twins that can even stand up to these two in the Star Wars universe. And then we have this yellow shirt guy, and we have bulldog face looking dude. And the star of the show, we just went over, Spaghetti. This guy, I feel like I should actually remember his name, but I don't. I just remember him looking really big, Jabba size in Book of Boba Fett. And right over here, we have Sushi. And then this is a pretty big news I wanted to talk about. So I know a lot of you out there have probably heard of Prime 1. It makes some pretty cool looking statues. I do not really own any. I kind of stick more to 6 scale stuff. I'm working on a collection tour, so there's a few other non-6 scale things in my collection. I know it's an abomination to the name of my channel, but I do think they're actually pretty cool when you see them. But this is actually some pretty big news. It looks like Prime 1 is actually making a studio called Dynamic Arts. And if they're getting into the 6 scale figure industry, then that could be pretty huge, especially if they don't go kind of J&D price wise. But this is exciting news, and I'll be keeping an eye on this so I can inform you all whenever they have some announcements as to figures or just prototypes or anything like that. And next, when I was exploring topics for this video, I came across this trick or treat figure. I'm not getting this, but I definitely want to let you guys know in case there's anyone out there that sees this and they've been actually waiting for a figure of him or whatever creature he actually is, because I actually have not seen the movie he's from, but he is recognizable. And another little announcement by Sideshow, they're going to be doing a Thanksgiving figure. I did end up seeing this movie and it actually is pretty good. And I know Sideshow has a couple other horror characters out that look really nice in my opinion. I haven't collected any of them yet, but if I were to, I actually have been eyeing that Jason that's out there. I do enjoy the Friday the 13th movies, so if I were to pick up any of the Sideshow horror characters, it would definitely be Jason first. And now let's do a few channel announcements. I've been working on the unboxing and posing review for the Cherry Blossom Stormtrooper. He is awesome. He's so beautiful. This video will be up soon on my channel, so definitely keep an eye out for that. I'm pretty proud of that one. I've been working on my unboxing and posing review style. As a lot of you can probably tell, I've been working on improving my mic quality, so some of my videos have been a mix of the bad mic versus good mic. So right now I'm using what I would think is a good mic. Unless you think it sounds horrible, then I guess I gotta keep looking for a better one. So this video I'm pretty proud of. I believe it's finally coming together, the type of format I want to go for when I make these unboxing and posing review videos. But next I actually received my Jango Fett, so this will be another unboxing posing review coming up on the channel. I like to try to post one of those at least once a week and then make the shorts from that video and kind of go from there. But I've been debating on actually coming out with 2 at one time, so if you want to start seeing more frequent unboxings rather than me spacing them out as much, definitely let me know. I'm not sure how many of you out there have seen the shorts version of the reviews, but if you enjoy those, definitely let me know as well, because I've been working on trying to improve them. And recently my Scout Trooper one actually got a lot of views, and I'm very proud of that. And I have to thank you all for actually tuning in and watching that one, because of course I know shorts aren't the longest videos, but I like to try to be informative while entertaining, so I like to throw some jokes in there, some sarcasm, and then also just make sure I inform you of everything the figure comes with, along with a tone that kind of tells you my thoughts on them. And this is actually the section where I need your help. So I have an idea what I want here, but this is also kind of like a little channel announcement as well. Recently I've gotten waitlist opportunities for these 4 characters from Sideshow. So first is this Wolverine. This is a version that used to have shirtless pics that were fully seamless, except for of course the wrist pegs. And I did add myself to the waitlist just in case, but now they have the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine on pre-order. I'm thinking I don't really need this guy. Of course, I already have the Yellow Suit Wolverine on pre-order, and I do have the Battle Damage Deadpool, although I have the regular Deadpool Special Edition as well. So he wouldn't be too out of place because I definitely have stuff to put him with, but I think I might be all Wolverined out now. If I get a ton of comments or a comment gets a ton of likes telling me I have to buy this guy, then you know, I'll give you all what you want. And next, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up buying this guy. Anakin here is awesome, and this is his Attack of the Clones look. I was lucky enough to actually get the Artisan Obi-Wan on pre-order when he dropped, so I'll have that Space Jesus Attack of the Clones Obi-Wan coming in, so now I feel like I need the Anakin. I really want to get the trio of the Padme and her white outfit, although I don't really know where to get her from, except of course looking on online on eBay or some other resellers. So I'll probably have to track her down, but if you have a valid reason of talking me out of buying him, and no, not just because you want my place on the wait list, definitely let me know in the comments, but I'm pretty sure I'm picking him up now. And of course another one I'm pretty sure I'm picking up is Tobey Maguire here in his black suit, or I should probably just call him Bully Maguire. I've seen a cool third-party outfit as well where you can put this head sculpt on it, and if I get this dude, I definitely want to pick that up because I want to display the head sculpt, but of course his black mask is awesome. I can already see me posing him right down here, kind of in that crouched over, sad looking Spider-Man pose. And recently, of course, that symbiote Spider-Man from Spider-Man 2 dropped on my channel, the unboxing and posing review. And mixing some of these accessories with him could actually look pretty neat as well. And it'll allow me to do some comparisons between the two. As a lot of you can probably tell based on my last 6 scale stuff video, I love Spider-Man and want to pick up every version of the character I can get. And lastly, this is the Darth Vader 40th Anniversary Edition from Return of the Jedi. I think this one has a pleather outfit. We'll have to look a little bit more into that, but I don't think I'm picking this guy up. I know it's an iconic version of the character, but I do already have the Battle Damage Vader and the Episode 3 Vader on pre-order. I feel like those are enough Vaders for me for now, but if you all want me to pick them up, definitely let me know. Same thing with Wolverine. If I get a ton of comments with a ton of likes on them, or just a ton of comments in general telling me I have to pick them up, then I will bow down to you all. And he has a special feature, looks like a floating crotch grabber. So definitely let me know in the comments what you think of these 4 figures, and tell me if I should pick any of them up, not pick any of them up, just whatever you think. And that is where I'm going to wrap this video. I'm looking forward to hearing from you all in the comments about any of the topics in today's video. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit subscribe and definitely help me out by giving this video a like. I'm looking forward to having a little conversation with you all down in the comments, and I hope you all have an amazing rest of your week, and I look forward to talking to you all again very soon.